We're here with head coach Bruce Heppler, Georgia Tech golf team in advance of the Yellow Jackets' trip to Nashville this weekend for the Dick's Sporting Goods Collegiate Challenge Cup, I guess is what they call this thing, but it's a little bit of a different format, 54 holes, and then I guess some match play on Sunday to determine, I guess, a conference champion out of this. First question: what do you think of this format? And number two, why did you get in this event this year?
Well, it's a lot of golf, which I guess is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think any chance you have a chance to play a match is a good thing with the new format. So, never been. Heard some great things about it. We've played a regional at the Golf Club of Tennessee, which is a fantastic place. Well, there's one reason to go because the golf course is good. I mean, even great. Also was encouraged to, everybody from the conference I think had been before, and was also encouraged that we needed to do our part, and some things changed in our schedule with some other events, so we're able to go, and it'll be fun to try it out. Everybody said really good things about it.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, judging by the names that I see in the field, it's pretty good competition too.
Yeah, again, everybody lost a bunch of people, so you're not quite sure, but, Georgia's there, and they won their first event, and Virginia's playing, and they have one of the best teams they've ever had. So it should be very competitive.
You've just gotten through another qualifying event to determine your travel squad here, and you have a couple different folks in this in the lineup this week. What do you? How did qualifying go? What were you? What jumped out at you about how that went, and the five guys that you've got going?
Well, Vince had it going at the farm,
Mm-hmm.
I think through maybe 40 holes, was in second or third place.
Mm-hmm.
Played 14, which is the hardest hole out there, to about 6 feet with a chance to get even closer to the lead, and three-putted that one, and then moved on and carried some emotional baggage with him, I think, down 15 and
Mm-hmm.
four-putted that, and then bogeyed 16 and kind of took himself out of the individual tournament. But had a lot of good things in Dalton for him. The ball striking was terrific, so to see him come back and shoot 13 under over 3 rounds, you could kind of see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
And he's worked really, really hard, and I think he has a chance to really be a significant contributor this year. So he'll get on the team. There was a 65 last year in Hawaii, so he's done some nice things, but it was a really good 13 under. So excited to see him play for us. And then James Clark is one of the freshmen who've come in, and I think James has had 1 round over par since he's been here, and that was a 73. So played really, really well, just kind of like the consistent guy that has just missed. So it was a great battle on the back nine yesterday between him and Chris and Hines and Drew. So that was encouraging to see guys under par and watch what stress does, because it changes when you get on the road. So it was a real good qualifier from that standpoint.
Drew has, he won the qualifying the first time, played relatively well, particularly the first 2 days at the farm. Qualified again. What has changed with him over the since the last couple?
Well,
of
I
years?
think part of it is some guys that had kind of had his number aren't here anymore, and so I think he feels a little more confident against who he's playing against, and he worked really, really hard this summer, and I think some of those better amateur finishes that he had has given him some confidence, and he's worked as hard as anybody since he's been here. It's just been a fairly difficult lineup to make. So once you start having a little bit of success, and the good thing about this one is he played pretty well for 50 holes
Mm-hmm.
in Dalton and struggled in. I know that really bothered him how he finished. Feels like we could have won the tournament if he plays a little better at the end, but kind of threw him back in the frying pan and shot 74 and was maybe next to last after round 1. And to me, the step was he didn't let that bother him. Here I got in, what am I doing? I beat all these guys last time, and he didn't let that kind of, I'm owed something,
Mm-hmm.
and came back and shot 67 the next day. And that's what he's got to learn to do. Is it's not 18 holes, it's not 36, it's 54. So I thought that was pretty positive of him to come back and go ahead and finish third after having been way behind after the first day.
And just to lead into kind of where you're going to go with the story, you've got open competition for this travel squad just about every time out, with the exception of maybe Ollie and this time with Anders. Good, bad, how do you view that aspect of how you put your travel squad together?
Well, when the rest of them have never played,
Yeah.
it's absolutely the best thing that could ever happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to learn to fight at home before you can kind of go fight on the road. So it's the only way you can get them experience, and you hope they look at it as not qualifying. It's a 54-hole event, and so we're going to play and play and play, and right now there probably isn't a whole lot of difference between who goes. They're all kind of in the same place and have their good stuff and have their weaknesses, and so we'll play and play and play. I don't think it. You hope by March or April it's settled out and guys have taken their opportunities and made the most of them. But no, we'll play and play and play, and obviously in our event here in October, 8 of them are going to get a play, so they're going to get to play a lot of golf, and that's the only way you get better is to play in tournaments.
Among the players themselves, when there is the prospect week in, week out of roster churn, substantial roster churn, which there was almost none of last year.
Well, you hope it keeps everybody working, and so many of these guys are new. Maybe it's the best that they're not playing every time. They're adjusting to Georgia Tech and major college golf and all this goes on. So there's a lot of adjustments to make besides just playing the courses. The older guys have a little bit of advantage because they played East Lake Golf Club many, many, many times. And I don't know if there's psychological to it. I think it's nice that everybody knows that, I haven't gone yet, or I've gone to one and missed one, that everybody's going to have a chance to go to the Jerry Pate again. And it keeps everybody involved, enthused. Last year, Vince was really the only one that challenged, and it got to be, it's pretty discouraging when you're the sixth man and you never dress. And so there should remain some enthusiasm and knowing that, I've got a chance the next time. And hopefully that'll keep them working when we're gone and doing stuff to know that they got to get ready again to go to Birmingham.
There have been times in the past when you have 9 guys, only 5 can go on a given week. You sent 2 or 3 individuals to another event. And the last one I can remember is that one over in Alabama that Seth won a couple years back. Is that something that you might do this year that you haven't, set in stone yet? Is that something you'll be looking to do maybe?
Maybe look something in the spring. I think right now we've got enough going on. Between our 5 events and qualifying, that's 10 tournaments in a very short period of time where the spring spread out some more. So we may look and see if it's worthwhile to do that for a couple guys.
Wait a minute, 5 events, 10, I'm not following.
Because you're going to have the 5 events that we play in and the 5 qualifiers to get to go to those. That's really 10 tournaments, the way I would look at it, in a very short period of time. So they've got plenty to do without running out of town.
Isn't a normal fall 4 events?
We moved the Hawaii event to the fall. Several reasons. It is always up against the Jones Cup, which is a major amateur event, which is a Walker Cup year. And, Andrew still has some aspirations for that. And so that gives him a chance to the points start there kind of. And we've never been able to do that. So, and we didn't know where Ollie would be or what he would be doing. He has some opportunities early in the year. So just decided to change things up and do something different.